The fights we don't see coming can be harder to win. If you're quickly approaching retirement, are you aware of really what's on the horizon? Well, joining me now is Ed Wright, a partner at Golden Reserve, a Cincinnati area financial retirement planning firm. And Ed, it's great to have you back.
Good to see you.
And as retirement approaches for a lot of folks, what financial obstacles might be around the corner that we should be aware of?
Right. A lot of folks, they've worked their whole lives. They've saved, they've sacrificed to get to this point, to be close to retirement, and they don't realize that they're in the fight to hold on to these dollars. And there are multiple things that can pull this money away from us that we've worked our whole lives to save.
That's right. So how did we arrive at the current state of retirement planning in this country? What do you think?
Yeah, so I mean, the industry got a really big start back in the 70s and the 80s, and it has morphed into this just investment discussion, right? A lot of really good at picking investments. But when it comes to protecting pre-retirees or folks in retirement, there's not a lot of people talking about the risk that we're actually going to face. Uncle Sam pulling money from us, the market pulling money from us, the fees that we have to pay, pulling money out of these accounts that we've worked and saved. And then at the end of retirement, long-term care cost, health care cost, pulling this money away from us. There's not really a lot of conversation around these things that it can actually derail your plan. It's always just an investment focus.
Because everything you mentioned, it all adds up.
Yeah.
And rather than maybe feeling overwhelmed about all this, how can those approaching retirement kind of take charge and prepare for what's ahead?
Yeah, it sounds really simple, but folks need a plan. Right? They need a plan to address not just the investments, but also these risks that they're going to face in retirement, whether it's a plan on how to beat Uncle Sam or make sure they're not overpaying an advisor, making sure they've got a good risk plan in place, and then making sure they have a plan to address these health care and long-term care costs at the end of the retirement.
Have a plan. It's with anything, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thinking about this financial fight that you mentioned, when is the right time to start gearing up and preparing for retirement?
Yeah, we have a lot of clients that reach out, and it's in that 4 to 5 year range before retirement. There's a lot of things that those folks can be doing to really set themselves up, right? If you think about the market, what if it pulled back that last year before you were ready to retire, and now your balance does this?
Right.
Are you going to extend your working years? Are you going to feel comfortable pulling the trigger and stopping work? Having this plan in place is going to be good. If you are retired and you don't have a plan, you should have called us yesterday, but today's okay too, right? We want to make sure we get these plans in place for folks.
Yeah, you guys kind of help people think through things, which is important. What are the risks of ignoring financial planning and trying to kind of work things out for yourself?
Yeah, so I mean, if we don't have a tax plan and we default into what Uncle Sam wants us to do, we're going to overpay in taxes. If we just listen to the industry and end up paying an advisor and investment managers, we could overpay. If we keep our risk or don't make adjustments to our risk once we hit retirement, we could lose more than we're comfortable losing. And without a long-term care plan, you could overpay and basically, I've seen folks bankrupt themselves at the end of their retirements trying to pay for a nursing home.
It makes me very nervous just hearing that.
Yeah.
But you have a roadmap for retirement. Tell us how that can help navigate some of these obstacles.
Yeah, so for folks that want one, we will build a roadmap for retirement. And there's a few tools that we put in there. We have an IRA tax plan in there so that they can find out how to beat Uncle Sam and when to take the money out, when to pay the tax on it. We have a market analysis that tells them how much risk they're taking, what they could lose if we go through a big downturn. There's a fee analysis that shows them what they're paying so they can decide if they're getting that value. And then we have a long-term care tools that talk about how to protect themselves and an income forecast to say, how am I going to live out of this account in retirement?
I like all those tools that you guys have too. All right, thanks a lot, Ed. And for you at home, if you want to learn more about fighting back for your retirement, Ed has a great offer for you. Right now, for the first 5 callers with a portfolio of $500,000 or greater, he's offering this complimentary roadmap for retirement. Now, this is going to allow Ed's team of retirement planners to create your tax plan, fee analysis, long-term care plan, market report, and income forecast. And they're going to do all of this work for no charge or obligation. It's just that important. All you have to do is call 513-912-4335. Again, that number, 513-412-9335.